Over the course of my life, I would say that I made a lot of friends. Friends in which I have moved on from when I transitioned to different schools, and those who I still connect with to this day. I feel as though regardless of the friends that I don't really meet up anymore, or the friends from I still meet with to this day, there's something uniquely sincere about a friend whom you can share absolutely everything with. And I'm very privileged in that I was able to find these kinds of friends throughout my life. It doesn't matter if it would be like we would talk about academics or sports or music or whatever. It's almost as if you can like find something like this in a fantasy. I think about The Lord of the Rings a lot and the relationship between Sam and Frodo. How much that kind of like sheer innocence that they had between those two is something I've experienced very few times in my life. And the experience that I want to like know more of. Someone whom you can call an equal, and there would be like competition between you and the other person, but it would be a competition that raises each other up and supports the growth of the other. In the world today, we really value things like independence and self-efficacy. And while I do think that those things are very good to have, and being able to, support oneself, support their family, the reality is you're not going to be able to do everything. I'm not going to be able to do everything in my life. So I have to be very selective in choosing the things that truly matter. Having a true friend it makes things different, because even though you're not going to be able to do absolutely everything that this world has to offer, friends whom you share values with in some ways are also different in other ways. The mark of a true friend is to be able to like go to this person and share what it is that you're feeling, your successes and even your inadequacies. Be able to like know about like the other person's like strengths and weaknesses as well, and to come to like not even like a consensus, but like a unity where goals can be shared and they can be achieved together. I want to bring up like a comparison to this. Like we see back in the ancient times when there were knights and stuff, there's a brotherhood between knights. And although you share the same occupation as the other person that you're with, there are differences in the background and values and their beliefs. You're able to like bond over that and take on the task at hand, knowing the other person, and be able to go forth and do what it is that needs to be done. You have other people back in the old days where two friends would not be able to meet each other. Maybe they met once or a few times, but it would be very infrequent. They might be across the world from each other. And so what they would do is exchange letters. These letters would take months to years to reach the other person. And so what the person that is sending the letter is thinking is that they have to make each and every word count. And the feeling of waiting for the other person's letter is almost like they can't like even take it. It's very hard to describe that feeling. And I can go on about like what the traits are, what the details are of this, but due to my own like inadequacies in being able to speak my mind, I feel it would be better if I show some like pictures up on the screen to hopefully get across like what I'm thinking of. I'm very lucky to have been able to encounter people whom I would consider true friends. These people I wouldn't replace for anyone else, nor anything else. And we've been through like we've been through so much together. Even if we don't meet physically for years at a time, there's a type of yearning, like a true innocence of a friendship, a brotherhood. These friends whom I consider true friends, I've met in elementary school, and going into middle school, I kind of lost contact with them for a while, but they would try to make the effort to reach out to me, and at the same time, me reach out to them. In middle school, this is also more plainly shown, where I've been with these guys for like years at a time, even when we've gone like our separate ways, going to different colleges and going to different careers that make us so that we don't have as much like in-person contact with each other. We both just find ourselves naturally encountering each other through messages, making plans so that we may be able to meet in person. You might find like other friendships, but they are sort of like, they have this like consensus to them. I don't know if it's the right word, but there's like a context, for example, like between like two business partners, where they are friends for what they can gain out of each other. And when that context is gone, then that friendship dissolves. And that's not really the true friendship that I'm talking about. In my mind, I'm thinking really more so towards like fantasy stuff that you like finding fiction that doesn't seem real, but it can be, because I've experienced it and it's possible. I'm not even really sure if you can create what I would describe as a true friendship artificially. Like, you can't really do any kind of like manipulation. You can't really plan this out. It's just something that like falls like on your hands one day. And to some that might be really despairing, because some people may not have ever experienced this type of friendship. I'm not sure what the solution to that would be. I think if I were to be in that position, I would try to make myself present in a lot of places. Like, I would be in the library, or I would really try to like make yourself available to others. You see that they might need any help, then you go up to them and ask them if they need any help and stuff like that. This doesn't really guarantee that you make friends, but it would definitely like improve your character for one. And two, you're making yourself more available. You're exposing yourself to the outside world, and so your chances of meeting people who could potentially be your true friend increases. You know, like I said, I'm not really an expert in making friends myself. Like, really, I've just been living out my life, and it just happened so that I met a lot of people through school that I can say that I treasure. Thank you for watching this video. It was especially hard to sort out my thoughts and what I really feel about this topic. And really, I'm like this with every topic I talk about in general. I do a lot better when I have a person next to me giving me like topics to go by, giving me feedback. I usually do best in like a group setting where ideas bounce off each other constantly, and they're adding new things, and so I have new things to say about certain topics. But when I'm by myself, I have to come up with what I want to say, which is especially hard. My mind doesn't really work that way. So I thank you for your patience, everybody. Have a good day.